Trostani Discordant versus Erebos, God of the Dead. And I actually don't mind that hand. We can go for Lightning Greaves on turn 2 into Voice of Resurgence. And we can get some protection onto the Voice of Resurgence. And then if they want to do anything on our turn, we'll be getting some, or getting a token for that. And the client's been acting all weird today. I have restarted my computer and just restarted the client, but clearly might be something at Wizard's End on the servers. We'll have to hope that we can get through here without it screwing us around too much. Alright, pass over to our opponent and we'll go over the commanders. Erebos is a mono-black indestructible god. 4 mana for a 5/7. As long as your devotion to black is less than 5, it isn't a creature. We can't gain life when Erebos is out. And then for 2 mana and 2 life, they can draw a card. The not being able to gain life is actually relevant because we do have lifelink tokens and they can gain us a lot of life throughout the course of the game. Our opponent gets into a Dark Ritual into Phyrexian Arena on turn 1. I have played this opponent before, and in my experience they're quite spiky players, so hopefully won't get beaten up too much. Trostani Discordant is 5 mana for a 1/4. It has an Anthem effect tied onto it, and at the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all the creatures they own, and it enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 soldier creature tokens. I think I actually quite like going for Idyllic Tutor into, well, we need white for a start, into Parallel Lives or Anointed Procession. That is our turn 4 and 5 sorted out then. I might regret not going for Song of the Dryads, but yeah, we'll just go for Anointed Procession. And then we can get that down next turn and then go for our commander, and that will throw out 4 soldier tokens at 2/2 and lifelink. And Gifted Etherborn is a really nice vampire. 2/3 Death Touch lifelink for 2 mana. We'll just get down our enchantment and then throw it back over to our opponent. The fact that they have Crypt of Agadeem out tells us that they might be some kind of reanimator strategy, because I don't see why else they would care about how many creature cards are in their graveyard. I'm most likely going to see an Erebos now. Oh no, we're seeing the Whip of Erebos, so yeah, some kind of reanimator strategy, which is actually quite nice for us, because if we can get down and keep down our Trostani, if they want to reanimate any of our creatures, then we will regain control of them. So I don't know how likely it is that a reanimator deck is going to want to reanimate our creatures as opposed to their own, but that is relevant this game. And we'll go for some life linking action on our soldier tokens. Must remember to play a land this turn, I haven't done that yet. And then, yes, we'll get the 2 damage through and then protect our Trostani. We'll play a forest and then we can go for Voice of Resurgence next turn. This thing is a 2 mana 2/2. Whenever an opponent casts a spell during our turn, or when Voice of Resurgence dies, we create a green and white elemental creature token with power and toughness equal to the number of creatures that we control. And I think in that case we actually want to kill our Trostani, because they have just gone for Sever the Bloodline on us. They'll be able to flash that back for 5, 6, 7 mana, which they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, a couple of lands away from. So I think we just go for Trostani again here. That is... Just want to make sure I can't Wood Elves first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we'll be 1 mana short on that, unfortunately. So we'll just try and get ourselves a Trostani again. Wait for the client to catch up. And then we'll do the same again. We'll gain ourselves a couple of life. And then swing in. And then protect the Trostani again. Okay, they're going for Vampiric Tutor. That might be some kind of board wipe. Okay, and we get the Greaves back over onto Trostani Discordant and then pass the turn back to our opponent. We're probably going to go into Wood Elves no matter what next turn. If they wipe the board, we will be able to afford recasting Trostani, so yeah, we might go for that. This could be Merciless Eviction or something like that. Oh no, they go for Sever the Bloodline because they had Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. I didn't see that come in. That was probably what they tutored for. We will block again here because... Oh, come on, client. Getting pretty annoyed with this laggy... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, maybe we just go for Trostani again. Then they have to answer it. I think we can afford it. I haven't actually counted up. Yes, we can. And we'll just go for exactly the same play 3 times in a row. Now, if they don't manage to deal with our board next turn, I mean, we probably get... Yeah, well, we definitely get the Beastmaster Ascension out, and probably the Wood Elves as well. They get into another tutor. Yeah, if we can Beastmaster Ascension, I dare say they're going to deal with our board here. Because they did just tutor. Oh no, they probably went for Cabal Coffers in that case. Which means they might have an answer in hand. Okay, they're going to force us to sacrifice a soldier. And yeah, if we go for Beastmaster Ascension, we can swing in with 4 creatures and get some quest counters on that. Then we'll be 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll be 3 creatures away from activating that. And now we're not going to gain any life. Thanks to Erebos. And they're going to draw more cards. Okay, Flashbag Marauder helps deal with our board. So they've got a couple of tokens away from us, but they are tapped out. What we can do is... Ooh, Elspeth is really nice. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 into Wood Elves, I think. You want to play the Beastmaster Ascension when you can actually get all the counters on at once. So we'll save that for next turn. Hope that they don't get into... They do have things like Hero's Downfall. But they have used 2 of their best tutors in Vampiric Tutor and Demonic Tutor. They might get into something like Yawgmoth's Will, in which they can cast those from their graveyard. Here's hoping they don't have those. We've got a lot of card draw on the go, but they're losing life every time they do that. But the Whip of Erebos is regaining them life as well, so we'll get down the Shockland tapped. And then I think we can just hold everything back. Yeah, Elspeth's going to do a hell of a lot of work for us. I mean, she's good enough just throwing out 3 soldier tokens, but being able to do it with an anointed procession on the field is even better. But yeah, the Whip of Erebos I was really impressed with when it first came out. It just so happens that when it was first released in whatever year it was, it's only a few years old by this point. It is I think still one of the only black permanents that gives all your creatures lifelink. Just so happens that as this card came out, I was looking for an effect that did something like this, and there wasn't one that existed. Not one that I could find anyway. So Whip of Erebos is one of the only permanents, if not the only permanent, that gives all your creatures lifelink on a black card. And the fact that it can reanimate things is just a bonus, but I think it's worth it for a permanent for 4 mana that gives everything lifelink, especially in a black deck where you're paying life to draw cards, and they get another tutor. They're getting really lucky with all these card draws into tutors. They might just go for Hero's Downfall here onto Elspeth. But if they're going for that, then they're not getting a board wipe. They might. I don't think they can wipe the board because that will get rid of their Erebos, and then we'll still have an Elspeth in play. We're looking for some hefty damage next turn if they don't deal with all these tokens, because we can swing in after a Beastmaster Ascension. They'll all get +5/+5. Show you Beastmaster Ascension if none of you know. It's an enchantment for 3 mana. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you put a quest counter on it, and as long as it has 7 or more quest counters on it, you get +5/+5 to all your creatures. And we have more than enough creatures to swing in with. We won't gain the life from our life-linking soldiers, but we'll be able to go wide enough to get the win, I think. Our opponent does have 6 cards in hand, so anything could happen between now and then. Tapping out for a hell of a lot of mana here. Okay, Vampire Nighthawk is more lifelink for them. Okay, they're going to draw a boatload of cards. There is that card that I forget the name of. Torrent. Something Torrent. It's got Nicol Bolas. It's black. 2 black and X, I think it is. Nicol Bolas in the artwork, and it makes everyone discard and lose 3 life, etc. and so forth. And that's nice. An Exquisite Bond, or Exquisite Blood. Whenever we lose life, they gain that much life. This is going in at... yeah, we can just kill Wood Elves here. They're of course going to gain 5 life from that. No reason not to swing in for them there. Alright, so if we get down Elspeth's tokens before they do anything about it. They only have 1 mana available currently, and they've used their Dark Ritual. So I think it's time to attempt an alpha swing here. Luckily for us, black can't do a whole lot against Beastmaster Ascension. They could have Spine of Ishtar and things like that. There are some colourless effects that deal with permanents, but I'm not sure if our opponent's running those. Okay, and I'm hoping that's enough to get it done for us. It may well not be, because they're going to gain some life here. At least makes it difficult for them to block. They're going to lose everything that they block with. No, we only take them down to 19. And how much does Trostani cost now? 9, 10, 11. Don't think we're anywhere close. 2, 4, 6, 7. 8, 9. Yeah, we're... Oh, 10, 11. Well, let me see if we can do that next turn. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 with the birds. We'll protect the bird. And we'll get down a Voice of Resurgence. So if they do decide to wipe the board, at least we can keep a token left lying around. And them not being able to, or us not being able to gain life thanks to their Erebos, like I said at the beginning of the game, is absolutely relevant. We would have gained quite a lot of life there. It would have been 14, I think. Okay, they get down Jet Medallion. And Liliana of Dark Realms. Target creature gets +X/+X or -X/-X until the end of the turn. Okay, they're going for Erebos. So I think they're just trying to gain a lot of life here. The more life they gain, the more card draw they can get going, of course. We're looking at going really wide on them. They haven't done a whole lot during our turn, so I might just block with the Voice of Resurgence, although that is good insurance against a board wipe, so that's probably not the wisest move to make, now that I think about it. Ah, and that's exactly the card I was talking about. Yeah, this is... yeah, I don't think much of this card. Black is so easy to ramp into something like this. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life, unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. We have to do it 16 times. So that means that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, we'll lose. Why don't we just try and lose 3 life as many... Ah, that's why. Because they'll just gain the life and then it'll make us... Alright, well, we'll just do that as many times as we can. Because I think we can still go wide on them. We can still try to, anyway. And then if we get rid of Lightning Greaves, and then we have 8 more things to do. We'll get rid of Voice of Resurgence. And Elspeth. Difficult. Now we have 6 things to do, so I think we're getting rid of tokens either way. So in that case, it's this, 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 and then 1, 2, and 3. We're not going to be casting Trostani. What we have to do, it says 16 of 16. I don't know. We have to do another one. Alright, there we go. And then we do get the Voice of Resurgence. They go up to 36, which is these 6 soldier tokens. And then they're going to go up to 50 with this. That Whip of Erebos doing some work for them. So that means that that is 30, 36, 42, 42, 58. Yeah, we get it. The Voice of Resurgence does some work for us there. So we just about managed to get through there, and we even survived the very busted Torment of Hailfire. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Trostani Discordant gets out a win. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.